All right, so TJ, let's look at the candidates. Biden in the middle again. Sanders, Warren, Buttigieg, Yang, O'Rourke, Klobuchar, Castro, Booker, Steyer. Who the fuck is that?
Steyer is a billionaire that bought his way into the debate.
Oh, wonderful. Yep. Just what we need in this country.
Another time waster.
Literally a fucking billionaire.
Another layer of fat on
yeah,
this
he hasn't been
pig.
in any of the previous ones. He recently bought his way in.
Wonderful.
Because he's a cocksucker.
Hey, look, it's the guy that called us an obscure right-wing podcast.
Cool.
Jake Tapper.
Is that Axelrod over there? I hate that son of a bitch. You want to hear these fuckers talk for a second? Let's
Not really.
Oh,
So
well.
I agree with you. Anybody who comes at Elizabeth Warren, you better be ready to see your head coming back at you. However,
oh, okay.
Since when?
Off, turn it off, turn it off.
Since when? When has she ever beheaded anybody?
Yeah, remember all the... Let's go look on YouTube at one of those Elizabeth Warren Smackdown compilations, you know?
I don't know
She's
which
like the sweet old kindergarten teacher at a Catholic school. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, she's a... Oh, yeah,
Anybody
she got
that
it.
comes at Elizabeth Warren is going to have their head coming back at them?
Remember
That doesn't even make sense.
They have the Donald Trump clapbacks. They have the hitch slaps. And then, of course, it's even going off the screen. Then they have the Warren smacks.
Yeah, dude. The Warren smash, dude. Yeah, she's really known for the visceral beheading of her opponents, for sure.
Oh, yeah, Warren. She's a fucking tiger.
Yeah.
And now the first doddering old fool makes his way on stage.
So here's how I think Biden could win. At some point, he gets fired up because somebody's throwing some barbs at him, because he's still a front runner, so he's still going to get shit slinged at him tonight. He reaches under his podium and pulls out a length of chain.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And starts swinging it around his head and starts calling everybody corn pop.
Remember what I did to corn pop? You're next.
No, he just starts treating everybody like they're corn pop when they come at him. Listen to me, corn pop!
As his opponents are talking, he just kind of swings the chain around.
You better turn on the phonograph at night and listen, corn pop.
Crank that phonograph for the whippersnappers. It's good for the brain juice. Helps the brain juice solidify.
Hello. I can't believe I'm here. Literally. Can't believe it.
Dude, if there's anyone that would get smacked like a small child against Trump, it'd be Beto.
Is he going across the whole line of people?
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Good
All
to see
right.
you.
Can't fucking believe him.
That was weird and awkward. You shouldn't do that.
So weird.
You only really have to shake the hand.
Oh, look who it is.
I bought my way into the debate.
It's always good to buy your way into the
You're
debate.
going to do it too? You're going to go down the whole line?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to shake every hand.
Ugh.
Insinuate myself in this.
Just don't do it. Go away. Get out of here. Shoo. Shoo.
Yeah.
Oh, Beta did it. I got to do it too.
And here's Klobuchar.
Klobuchar. Big, fat, dumpy, uninteresting cunt. Nobody likes the Klobuchar.
Oh, they're all going to shake everybody's hand. Just
my God,
You're
fuck
fine.
this.
You're fine. Yeah, you don't have to do the whole
Oh, yeah.
line.
Biden waved.
Oh, damn.
Biden tried the wave, dude. I'll have to give
Stop
credit
it,
for that.
Bernie. She's like, I don't want to shake Bernie's hand. Gross.
I'm going to protest the debate for not letting me be on the debate.
My God.
Okay, never mind. I'm
They're
here.
shiny. They're shiny tonight.
They're shiny.
Shiny.
Move that CNN shit out of our ass.
They're shiny.
Is there any more? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You forgot Julian Castro.
There's too many fucking people on this stage.
And on this issue with Ukraine, he's
These are
been selling
horrible.
out our democracy.
We got to listen to
Our
every one of them
framers
say the same
imagined
thing about
this
Trump now.
moment, a moment
Gotta go
where
down
we
the
would
line.
have a
Trump
corrupt
bad.
president.
He's the most
And our
corrupt
framers
president
then
that I've...
rightly
No,
designed
wait.
our system
Hold on.
of
Let me
democracy to say
interject.
there will be checks and balances.
I want to
This
counter
is
with
one of
how
those
corrupt
moments. And so
of a
Congress
president
must
he
act.
is.
Let me tell you how corrupt Trump
But
is.
the reality of
Trump
it
is so corrupt,
I
he's
don't
even
really
more
think the
corrupt than
impeachment
Trump.
process is
Think
gonna
about
take very
that.
long.
Oh, yeah?
'Cause
Oh,
as a
yeah?
former
Oh, yeah, TJ?
prosecutor, I
Yeah,
know
what's that?
professionally
Well, let me
when
tell
I
you
see
something.
it. And,
You know
and he
Nero?
did it in
Yeah.
plain
Fiddling
sight.
alone
He's
in his
given us the
palace,
evidence. They
laughing
tried to
while
cover it
Rome
up,
burned
but
from
they
his
didn't
neglect.
have a server. And
Trump's
there's been a clear
18
consciousness of
to
guilt.
15
This will
times
not
more
take
corrupt
very long.
than Nero
Donald
ever
Trump
was.
needs to be held
New
accountable.
Quinnipiac-
He is
Goddamn.
indeed the
Quinnipiac
most
poll told me
corrupted,
that.
unpatriotic
Goddamn.
president we have ever.
Congressman O'Rourke, on impeachment,
right.
please respond.
So, recently, I heard on the news that Trump was going to, like, ban the new light bulbs that last, like, a long-ass time and that you never have to replace and stuff. And he's going to bring back the, like, the crappy old ones that, like, blow out after 5 days. And that sucks. So, I think that he should be impeached just for that. Because, like, if ever there was listen, if ever there was a president that needed a peach, it's this one. You know what I mean? Because he's going to take the light bulbs, and that's like going back to when things sucked, which isn't cool. So that's what I would do. Save the bulbs.
And insightful.
Wow, they're letting him just yammer.
Not only have we failed this moment, our Constitution and our country, but we have failed everyone who has sacrificed and laid their lives down on the line, and we cannot do that.
Thank you, Congressman. The impeachment
An
inquiry
impassioned
is
speech
centered
about
on
light
President
bulbs
Trump's
from-
attempts
Wow.
to get political
Butthead.
dirt
Butthead
from Ukraine
O'Rourke
on
coming
Vice
out
President
swinging.
Biden and his son Hunter.
You're probably
Mr.
not
Vice
going to hear
President,
anybody
President
talk
Trump
about
has
light bulbs
falsely
tonight except Butthead O'Rourke.
accused your son of doing something wrong while serving on a company board in Ukraine.
Uh-oh.
I want to point out there's no evidence of wrongdoing by either one of you. Having said that, on Sunday, you announced that if you're president, no one in your family or associated with you will be involved in any foreign businesses. My question is, if it's not okay for a president's family to be involved in foreign businesses, why was it okay for your son when you were vice president? Vice President Biden? Vice President Biden?
Look, my son did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I carried out the policy of the United States government.
It's not really what he
Rooting out
asked you.
corruption
He actually gave you an out on that whole
Ukraine.
thing, which he probably
And
shouldn't have,
that's what
because
we
there
should be
is kind of
focusing
weird.
on. And what I wanted to make a point about, and my son's statement speaks for itself. He spoke about it today.
Who cares?
My son's statement speaks for itself.
Your son ain't
What
running for president. I don't
think
give a
is
shit.
important is we focus on why it's so important to remove this man from office. On the 17th, look, the fact that George
So
Washington.
he's going to pivot to more Trump
worried
hate? So he
on
got
the
a whole
first time
buffet
he
of it.
spoke after being elected
That
president.
wasn't enough.
That what we had to worry
Listen,
about.
I don't want to talk
is
about the
foreign
illegal shit that my son got up
interference
to
in our
while I was a
elections.
president and
Yeah,
how I
George-
helped him along with that.
George
Let's
Washington.
talk about how we need to remove Trump for that. Let's do that.
Come on,
he
Biden.
He pivoted to George Washington. I mean, damn, he's going back to the founding of our country.
Let's hear
The
it.
fact is that it is outrageous. Rudy Giuliani, the president, and his
Rory
stars
Giuliani?
have already
Rory.
proven
Rory
that they, in fact,
Giuliani.
are flat lying.
Rudy
What we have to
Giuliani.
do now is focus on Donald Trump. He doesn't want me to be the candidate. He's going after me because he knows if I get the nomination,
Beat him
I
like a
will
drum?
Beat him like a
Yeah,
drum.
I knew it.
I will beat him
Oh,
like
beat
a
him like a
drum.
drum.
He brought out
Mr.
the old
President,
beat him like a drum. He says that.
That's his standard thing. That's
beat
why.
him like
That's
a
why I said it
drum.
before he said it, because I knew it was coming. I will beat him like a drum.
Beat him like a
Ukraine,
drum.
did you make a mistake by letting him? You're the point
Yeah,
person.
I believe that we need to address communities that are being impacted by automation. I'm even willing to pilot something like UBI and to see how that would work. But I think we need to focus on making sure that we spark job opportunity for people across this country.
Welcome
As I mentioned
to
earlier,
my
here in Ohio,
nightmare.
in the latest job data, Ohio is losing jobs under Donald Trump. He has broken his promises to Ohio and the
Yeah, he better
industrial
not
Midwest.
mess with Elizabeth
I would
Warren, dude.
invest in infrastructure to put people back to
Whoa.
work. I would invest in a Green New Deal to
Whoa, dude,
unleash
these are
millions
good.
of new jobs.
And the way to get things done is take a look at the tax code right now.
Is you get somebody
The
to
idea
cut
we
you a
have to
length
start
of
rewarding
chain.
work, not just wealth. I
And
will
you swing it
eliminate the
around and you
capital
say,
gains
"Come
tax.
at me, corn
And
pop,
I
if
would
that's
raise
the way it's
capital
got to
gains
be.
tax
I'd rather
to the
shake your
highest
hand, but
rate
I'll
of
wrap this
39.5%.
chain
I would
around
double
your
it.
neck, you
Because
little
guess what?
bastard, if
Why
I
in
have
God's
to."
name
Look,
should
Corn
someone
Pop wasn't a
who's
wealthy
still
man.
in the stock
He was still
market
causing problems.
Make, in fact, pay a lower tax rate than someone who, in fact, is, like I said, a school teacher and a
I just want to restate that I will beat Donald Trump
dude.
like a drum.
What a fucking what a corporate question. Do you believe that Sanders and Warren wealth plans demonized rich people?
Don't pay any attention to my corrupt fucking son making millions of dollars from my political connections, okay? Don't do that.
Yeah, because of
Don't look at that. Let's
Can
not
you
talk about
imagine?
that.
Can you imagine if it was pointed out that one of Donald Trump's son was on a board of a fucking Ukraine gas company being paid
Yeah,
$50,000 a month? That people would just go, meh.
That's the answer that like nobody's talking about here, right? Which is they're both wrong in this, from what I can tell.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, this is good.
Dun 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 dun. Sorry,
I'll be
Paul. Go
back.
ahead.
No, it's fine. It was worth the interruption for sure.
No.
That was fantastic.
I love it. Keep it coming. Keep 'em coming.
I'm sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
No, I don't know, dude. It's like really.
There's too many people on
It's
stage
carefully
for it to even have a fucking
crafted and
chance of that.
curated to fucking.
Like,
and the
imagine
way it's
our
framed
show.
is fucking bullshit as well.
Just imagine our show if we had, 12 people doing the fucking show.
Right.
Crafted and
Fucking
curated.
nightmare.
You know, it's like, come on.
How much do you think we'd actually get done in terms of fucking discussion?
There wouldn't be any.
There's no fucking
impossible.
chance of it. You can't have a real discussion.
It would be as deep
with
as a
12 fucking people.
Yeah, this debate is about as deep as a fucking shallow puddle, dude. It's a joke.
Why am I looking at fucking
Because we have
Klobuchar
different
again?
ideas and get to the same place in terms of beating Donald Trump and taking this.
Oh my God. Let's just go back to Donald. When in doubt, Donald Trump. When in doubt, Donald Trump. And I want to say, healthcare, and fuck Donald Trump.
Woo! Trump sucks. Boo! Trump. Okay.
Another question about Donald Trump.
$6,000 a year to help close the income gap.
Right.
Is that a better solution than a wealth tax?
Well, here's how I think about it. When I was growing up, my mother raised my sister and me. We would often come home from school before she came home from work. She'd come home, she'd cook dinner, and
I'm a
at some point we'd go
person.
to
I'm
bed, and
relatable.
She'd sit up at the kitchen table.
Ah! She'd
out
look
how
at
to
all
make
the
it all
bills.
Yeah, her mama would sit at
And
the
when I
kitchen
think
table.
about where we
TJ,
are right
you
now,
listen.
Who gives a
2020, I do
fuck
believe
what your
justice
mama
is
did
on
at the
ballot.
kitchen table,
It's on the
bitch?
ballot in terms of impeachment.
You got video of your
It's
mama
on the
getting
ballot
fucked
in
on the
terms of
kitchen table.
economic
I'll watch
justice,
it.
health
But that's
justice,
about
and so
it.
many other issues.
Well, you're
So when I
sexist,
think
TJ.
about
Yeah,
this
that's
issue, I'm
sexist.
thinking
It's
about
not
that
sexist.
dad who tonight is going to be sitting at his kitchen table.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck the kitchen table and this bullshit. Fuck you.
It's because she's talking about something
I
that
know.
real Americans,
I am a human, and I have human relationships.
real Americans, you know what, TJ? Real
And
Americans.
people sit around your kitchen table looking at their bills, and then they
You know what,
cry.
TJ?
But I will make them
What do you have?
happy.
What do you have on your kitchen table right now, TJ?
I will wave the magic wand of Kamala Harris'
What?
goodness over them, and
What
then they
do
will
you have?
smile.
What do you have on your kitchen table right now, TJ? I walked in your house today. I saw a number of bills, TJ.
Yeah, dude, it's
on
true.
on the kitchen table.
I
TJ,
relate to this.
A lot of families.
I
sit
will
down
vote for Kamala Harris.
and try to figure out how to make ends fucking meet, TJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're talking about, TJ, is a fight for the soul of this country. And you know who's destroying this country? Look no further than 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Donald Trump is dividing this country and he's destroying this country, TJ.
Now, in recent shit, Warren is actually kind of the front runner in a bunch of polls, but it hasn't quite happened on the real clear politics yet. But basically, she's the front runner in a bunch of polls right now. Anyway, so here it is.
Oh, damn.
You see here. Blue, 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 blue.
Biden, 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 Biden.
And you see Warren kind of, she's just been ascendant this whole time. And
oh, damn.
She's up there. Sanders is pretty much flatlined around his fucking
So
20
Biden,
to 15%.
Biden is maintained.
Warren's up.
I guess. Well,
Biden's pretty flat too, but he had a high here, and it's really gone down from there.
But he's still up, 29. Warren 23. But yeah, Warren is definitely in the number 2 position.
Warren is ascendant, though. I think
she had a
honestly,
second of surpassing not only Bernie Sanders, but also she had a moment where she was ahead of Biden. It looks like.
Yeah, and I think she's actually ahead of him right now. Honestly,
And
Bernie's flatline.
I can't believe that
everybody
Joe
else.
Biden still holds on to this much of the fucking vote. Like, even though he's clearly, like, you know, taking a huge dip, the fact that he's still clearly the front runner.
Well, he's definitely viewed by many as the most moderate candidate on the stage.
He's the moderate.
And a lot of people just like that. They're just like, he's the one. Look, he's bland. I can easily. He's like the applesauce on stage.
I'll beat him like a drum.
I
I'll tell
like
you
it.
what I will do. I'll take Donald Trump and I'll beat him like a drum.
We need to stop
Yeah.
the social media
Mitch
companies
McConnell, he'll
from
get
running
on your
paid
side.
political ads, including ones last time in
Wait, what?
rubles, without having to say where those ads came from and who paid for them. That's the Honest Ads Act. That's a bipartisan bill that I lead, and we can't wait to become president to get that done.
We can't wait to become president. That's weird. Are you the Borg?
Yeah, she and the 11 ancient
We are the
demons.
president. Resistance is futile.
Okay,
You will become part of the Klobuchar.
Let me say
You
this.
shall service the Klobuchar.
In her defense, I don't think there's anything in the Constitution about a demon being disqualified from being president.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
dude.
If
The
not-
11
yeah.
ancient Klobuchar demons.
Let's see what
47,
he's
but
asked.
when you were asked how you'd enforce a mandatory buyback, you said police wouldn't be going door to door. So how exactly are you going to force people to give up their weapons? You don't even
I
know
actually
who
want to hear
has
this. I
those
was going to do,
weapons.
Paul, what
no,
thing,
that's
but I
fine.
want
We're
to
going
see
to make
what the
sure
fuck he's going to
that
say.
the priority is saving the lives of our fellow Americans. I think almost everyone on
Right.
this stage
How are you going to confiscate the
agrees
guns,
that it's
Beto?
not
He's
right.
not gonna answer
and
it.
as president would seek to ban the sale
Right.
of
How are you gonna do
AR-15s
it?
and AK-47s.
How are you going to do it?
Those are weapons of war. They
How
were
you gonna do
designed
it?
to kill people.
How you gonna do
effectively,
it?
Efficiently on a battlefield.
How you gonna
You
do
mentioned
it,
the
faggot?
massacre in Dayton. 9 people
How you gonna
killed
do it? How
in under
you gonna
40
do it?
seconds.
How you gonna
Right.
do
In
it,
El Paso,
Beto?
Texas, 22
How you gonna do
were
it?
killed in under
Let me tell you
3
things that have
minutes.
already happened.
And the list goes on throughout the country.
Yes.
So if the logic begins with those weapons being too dangerous to sell, then it must continue by acknowledging with 16 million AR-15s and AK-47s out there, they are also too dangerous to own. Every
Okay.
single
How
one
you
of
get
them
it?
is
How
a potential
you gonna
instrument
do
of
it?
terror. Just ask Hispanics.
Yes,
in
they're
Texas.
evil.
When
They're
we
bad.
surveyed
They're terrible.
them, more than 80%
He's
fear
stumping for an
that they would
election in
be
Texas.
a victim of a mass terror attack like the one in El Paso. I expect my fellow Americans to follow the law, the same way that we enforce any provision, any law that we have right now. We don't go door to door to do anything in this country to enforce the law. I expect Republicans, Democrats, gun owners, non-gun owners alike
Congressman,
to
let me
respect
follow
and
up.
follow the law.
Just to follow up, your expectations aside, your website says you will find people who don't give up their weapons. That doesn't take those weapons off the street. So to be clear, exactly how are you going to take away weapons from people who do not?
Anderson,
give
you
them
should have
up and
interrupted
you
him
don't
with
know
that
where they
a
are?
while back.
If someone does not turn in an AR-15 or an AK-47, one of these
How would you
weapons of
know?
war, or brings it out in public and brandishes
Oh, my
it
God!
in an attempt to intimidate, as we saw when we were at Kent State recently, then
Fuck
that
this
weapon
man.
will be taken from them. If they persist, there will be other consequences from law enforcement. But the expectation is that Americans will follow the law. I believe in this country. I believe in my fellow Americans. I believe that they will do the right thing.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So
Just
the answer
yesterday,
is
you referred
yes,
to
you
mandatory
are going to
buybacks
send
as
police door to
confiscation.
door.
You said that Congressman O'Rourke has been picking a fight to try to stay relevant. Your response on guns?
That's
Well,
obviously true.
Congressman, you just made it clear that you don't know how this is actually going to take weapons off this
Yes.
place. If you can develop
Thanks,
the plan
Booty
further,
Judge.
I think we can have a debate.
Yeah, okay.
He's basically he just took everything that polls well with gun control, and that's his plan.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I just received this from our old friend Coolman, who cut this together. This is our buddy Joe Biden here.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The fucking tentacles of Cthulhu are emerging from the black void of Biden.
I think that what we need to do is we just need to spread that picture of. I mean, as creepy as this is, it's still not even close to the creepiness of the undoctored photo of that horrible, too many teeth smile that he
Dude,
had going on
Yeah.
there.
Isn't it a hell of a time we live in when the bad Photoshop is beaten out by reality?
By the real fucking thing.
Yeah, it is.
Hold on, let me pull that picture back up so we can actually look at the true horror.
It's a degree more hideous just as it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
It's
no,
hard to compete.
Several magnitudes, though.
Let me just put that up again. I found it on Kyle Kalinski's thing
assault
here.
weapons off the streets
Christ.
and not be able to be sold for 10 years. Recent studies show that mass violence went down when that
The
occurred.
fuck?
The way to deal with those guns and those
what
AR-15s and
in
assault
the
weapons that
fuck?
are
What
on the street
dystopia
are
have
not
I
on the
found
street that
myself
people
in
own,
today?
is to do what we did with the National Firearms Act as it related to machine guns. You must register that weapon. You must register.
Paul, tell me if this
When you
wasn't in a
register it,
sci-fi
the
movie you saw that you
likelihood of
wouldn't just be
being
like,
used
okay, yeah,
diminishes
I buy that future.
exponentially.
Yep.
I'm the only one that got
No one else you can
moved
fucking possibly
Dude, the
say.
dystopia
to
sucks
make
so
sure that we
bad.
could
I know,
not
dude.
have
It's so
a
much lamer
magazine
than I
that
thought
had
it was
more
gonna
than
be.
10
I
rounds
thought it'd
in
be
it.
futuristic
I've
with
done
like
this. I know how to
fucking
get it
flying
done. If you
cars
really
and
wanna
shit.
get it done,
Make
go
dystopias
after
great
the gun
again.
manufacturers
Yeah,
and
we got
take
us a lame
back the
dystopia.
exemption.
If you're elected, you will turn 80 during your first term. Last month, former President Jimmy
Oh,
Carter
that's
said
great.
he could not have undertaken the duties of the presidency at 80 years
Well, he's
old.
not me.
Why are you so sure that you can?
Because I've watched it. I know what the job is. I've been engaged.
I
Look,
watched it.
one of the
watched
reasons
it.
We
I'm
watched
running
it.
is because of my age and my experience.
What the fuck
With
is
it
this?
comes
My-
wisdom.
I'm going with Jimmy Carter on this one.
I don't know what's going on here,
who
but
on
okay.
day one can stand on the
Whoa.
world stage, command the respect of world leaders from Putin to our allies,
Damn,
and know
dude, CNN got
exactly
fucking
what
raunchy.
has to be
I don't
done
know what's
to
going
get
on there.
this country back on track. It is
It's more
required
interesting than
now more
this.
than any time
You're damn
in
right
any
it
of
is.
our lifetimes to have someone who has that capacity on day one. That's one of the
What
reasons
capacity
why
do you
I
have?
decided to run.
You don't have the capacity
Why I
to finish a
decided to run
fucking
this
complete
time
sentence.
because I know. what
Yeah, I
I've
have total
done.
faith in you.
I've done it before.
Hot dog Warren.
Hot
dude.
dog Warren, man.
Dude, we gotta get
I've the
TJ
worst
one of these.
Financial
I'm
recession
dying
in
to see
history.
TJ in a
I've
hot
been
dog.
there.
Halloween's
I've
coming
got
up.
So
Yep.
many
Gotta be a
pieces
hot
of
dog.
legislation.
You win the
Medical records.
presidency,
Okay.
you would be the oldest
Cool.
president ever inaugurated in a first term. You would be 71. 40% of Democratic primary voters say they think a candidate under the age of 70 is more likely to defeat President Trump.
Yeah,
What do you
pretty
say
much.
to them?
Well,
When
I
will you
say
die?
I will
When you gonna be dead, Bernie?
Bernie, can you tell us when you're gonna be dead? Are you gonna be dead soon, Bernie?
And that includes Donald Trump, Mike Pence, or whoever the
Oh my God! Blah 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 blah. I'm a stupid bitch.
Look,
blah
I'm
blah
not
blah
too
blah
old.
blah.
Look, I'm not old. No. I'm not too old to be president. Not me.
Not me.
addressing head on what millions of Americans know in their bones.
Bones.
And that is that the wealthy and the well-connected
All of ours,
have
which are
captured our
increasingly more
democracy,
visible as
and
we
they're making it
age to
work for
dust.
themselves and leaving everyone else.
Vice President Biden. Just on either side of you, Senator Warren is calling for big structural change. Senator Sanders is calling for a political revolution. Will their visions attract the kind of voters that the Democrats need to beat Donald Trump?
Well,
Wow.
I think their vision is.
You had the beginnings. He actually had the beginnings of a good question there, and then he went the totally opposite direction.
Right.
The question should have been like, "What's your signature? Like, why should anyone care about what you're doing?" You
And he gave him the Trump out.
Yeah, you have these two candidates on either side of you who actually have some kind of fucking vision. What's your vision? But instead, it's like, do you think it's like you just
strong
made it,
America.
I'm the only one in the states
A
that's got
united
anything
America.
really big, kept us from going into a recession, putting us in a position where
Getting
I
more
was
violent.
able to end
Dude,
us
Biden
getting
devoured like
able
a
to
fucking
end
slab of
the
meat or
issue
something. Is that a
of
heart?
gun sales
That's
in
a
terms of
human
assault
body.
weapons. And so
Yeah.
the question
This is from a famous
who is
painting
best
of hell
prepared? We all have good
where
ideas.
a demon is eating a
The
human
question
being.
is, I'm suggesting that that's what we should look at. And part of that requires you not being vague. Tell people what it's going to
Vega?
cost, how you're going to do it, and why you're going to do it.
Oh, with
That's the
the
way to get it done.
Vega.
Presidents are supposed to be able to persuade.
Just to clarify, Vice President, who are you saying is being vague?
Well, the senator said she's being vague on the issue of
Senator
actually, both
Sanders.
of them being vague on the issue of the Medicare for all. No, look.
Oh yeah, okay.
He doesn't know where the fuck he is.
Okay then.
You'll both get it.
Don Rainbow.
Every single thing.
both of them
Shit,
are ripped
troops,
up.
the buildings, everything, satellites.
Where am I?
Can someone Photoshop Biden's face on a deer in the headlights, dude?
Where did he get the
Please do that.
Where does it come from?
He looks like a
Senator
deer
Sanders
on the
response.
fucking headlights. He's like so fucking.
working with Republicans and getting things done. But you know what you also got done, and I say this as a good friend. You got the disastrous war in Iraq done. You got a bankruptcy bill which is hurting middle-class families all over this country.
Yep.
You got trade agreements like NAFTA and PNTR with China
NAFTA.
done, which have cost us 4 million jobs. And let's get to Medicare for all. Let's be honest. We spend twice as much per person as do the people of any other major country on earth. And the answer is, if we have the guts, and I would like to see the Democratic Party have that guts, to stand up to the drug companies and the insurance companies and tell them that the function of health care is to guarantee care to all people, not to make $100 billion in profit. If
Thank you,
we
Senator.
stood together, we could create
Shut
the
up,
greatest
Anderson
health
Cooper.
care
Vice
system
President Biden, you
in
can
the world.
respond, and then Senator Warren.
We can do that without Medicare for all. We can do that by a public option. We can, and we can afford to do it.
You got to take on the greed and the
By the
profiteering
way,
of the
greed-
Yes,
healthcare industry.
yes.
Let him
Let me
respond.
finish.
No,
President.
fuck
The
you,
greed and
Anderson.
profiteering of those insurance
Talk
companies.
over him, Bernie.
They are as
Don't let him
much
fucking
against
say his
my
bullshit.
bill as they are anybody else. They were
Bernie needs
strongly
to
against
say,
Obamacare.
call bullshit.
They
Call
know it's
bullshit.
called-
Now's the
That's
time.
bullshit.
Now's the moment.
Bullshit.
That's bullshit. That's
160 million
bullshit.
people out
Everything
there.
this guy
Say that's
just said.
bullshit, Bernie.
That's right.
Bullshit.
And they
No,
wanna
don't
keep
raise
it.
your hands.
They
Be like,
wanna
that's
keep it.
bullshit.
Senator Warren,
Look,
your
that's a
response.
load of
That's a
bullshit.
load of
Part this
fucking
question was how you
shit.
got something done. You know, following the financial crash of
Still better than
2008,
usual.
I had an idea
At least he
for
actually went after
consumer
Biden. He should have
agencies
just
that
stuck
would
on the
keep
attack
giant
against Biden
banks
instead of
from
pivoting
cheating
to
people.
Medicare for
and
all.
of the Washington insiders
just been a
and
litany of
strategic
Biden,
geniuses said,
faults.
don't even try, because you will never get it passed. And sure enough, The big banks fought us, the Republicans fought us, some of the Democrats fought us, but we got that agency passed into law. In Congress, on the first day, I will pass my anti-corruption bill, which will beat back the
Thank you, Senator.
influence.
You'll pass that in
of
Congress
and
yourself the first
repeal
day.
Yeah, you're gonna go into
filibuster.
Congress and be
the
like,
third,
I make
we
law.
want to get something done in America. We have to get out there
Thank
and
you, Senator.
fight for the things that touch
Mayor-
people's
Ma-
lives.
Mayor-
I agree. Let me, she should reference me. I agreed with the great job she did. And I went on the floor and got you votes. I got votes for that bill. I convinced people to vote for it. So let's get those things straight, too.
Let's get those things
Senator
straight.
Warren, do you want to respond?
I am deeply grateful to President Obama, who fought so hard to make sure that agency was passed
Damn.
into law. And I
Gelded.
am deeply grateful
Gelded.
to every
Live
single
on TV.
person who fought for it.
That was
and
Obama's
who
big
helped
black dick
pass
just
it into
slapped
law.
fucking Biden right in his
Understand.
You
stupid
did a hell
fucking
of a
mouth.
job of your job.
Thank you. But I will
That's
fight for
That's not bullshit. Thank you. Thank you for bullshit.
administration. We have to be willing to make
Mayor Buttigieg.
good.
Mayor
big
Buttigieg, no,
structural
don't.
change.
Mayor
Anderson,
Buttigieg,
no,
which is the right
Anderson!
vision for Democrats to beat Donald Trump? That's the essential question.
Fuck
But
Mayor
for every
Buttigieg
argument that
Anderson!
I witnessed like
He
this, I
wants
could
to,
pay for
probably.
college for everybody.
Oh,
We
do
need
it
to
after the
move
fucking
past
show then.
What has been consuming
show now to
this
do it.
whole political space for as long as I've been alive.
Stop,
We're being
TJ.
offered a false choice.
Stop, dude.
I don't agree with the vice
Yeah, we are
president
being
that
offered a
Trump is
false
an
choice.
aberration.
It's the fucking
I
first
don't
smart
agree that
thing you've
there's any
ever
such
said in your
thing as
fucking
back to
life.
normal. Because here in the industrial Midwest,
Shut up.
definitely where I live,
Shut your fucking
normal
mouth.
didn't work. That's part of how
The
we
only
got
time I
there.
want to see your mouth
Part of
open
how a
is
guy
to
like
take
Donald
my
Trump managed
dick.
to get within cheating
Damn.
distance of the
Fuck
Oval Office in the first place.
Buttigieg
But
in
also
his
don't agree
booty,
with
which
Senator
I
Warren that the
judge
only
to
way
be
forward
lacking.
Is infinite partisan
Boo!
combat.
TJ.
Yes, we have to fight. Absolutely, we have to
Damn,
fight
she
for the
just
big
loses
changes
his
at
mind,
hand.
dude.
But it's going to take more than
Can't really
fighting.
blame him though.
Shut up. I don't give a fuck. Are they? Who are they going to go to next? Klobuchar? Is it going to be Klobuchar? Go to Klobuchar. Why don't you just fucking let Dude. Klobuchar soliloquize again? I want to see those minutes, dude. I want to see one more goddamn Klobuchar fucking speech. I feel like Klobuchar is like on par
dominating
with
with time.
fucking like Biden and Warren for the amount of time that she's spoken tonight. I will admit though, this is the first shot of the debate that actually looks like the. Okay, well, it actually looks like the debate that should be happening. And then Buttigieg.
Look,
There you
TJ,
go.
too much time. Too much time. Too much fucking. Look, they could have that, TJ. Or they could have a big fucking ruckus, dude. They could have a bunch of people on stage, all with this bite-sized time fighting each other.
Oh, there she is. I knew it! I fucking knew it! Boo!
You called it, man. You know what? I have to say TJ was right, man. And it pains me to say that, but
Dude, they've been tossing her the biscuit all night, dude.
And
Klobuchar has
she
been
has no
fucking,
chance.
She's over there on the fucking end of the stage,
She has no
competing
fucking
with
chance.
the middle four.
I mean,
Look at how long.
how can we
she's been-
pretend? How can we pretend this is a real fucking debate when people like her are allowed on the stage?
She's reading the book of Leviticus out there. She's got all
God
the time in the world.
Damn you to hell!
Why?
The audience is now deaf,
no.
TJ.
She referenced
Sorry,
you, so
the
you can
audience is
respond.
dead. You've
Sorry.
killed the audience.
Sorry.
People who
Your
are
audio
struggling to
feedback.
pay
God damn,
healthcare
TJ.
Are fighting today.
You know what they
People
need?
who are getting
What?
crushed by student loans.
We need some
are
A
Mary
big
Ann.
rock
No,
to
some-
fall on the
some
stage.
Mama
Just
Mary Ann,
stop
dude.
fighting
Hey, you know what? Fuck that.
or
We just
paid
need
less
cocaine.
because of the color
If
of
Mary
their
Ann
skin.
Williamson and John Delaney were on this stage,
Actually,
way better debate, dude. Way better
I
debate.
have to consult my chi energy powers. You know, it's like we don't have any of that.
God damn.
We
get
need some
Klobuchar.
hippie dippiness, and we need the Delaniacs to be out there, dude.
Wah, 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 wah.
In a
Dude,
hot dog suit.
Delaney should arrive in the Oscar Mayer Wiener
that
truck,
means.
dude.
Yep.
All right, the American people do not want tax breaks for
Check that
billionaires. They want the rich to
Whoa.
start paying their fair share of
Trippy.
taxes. Poll came out yesterday. 71% of Democrats support Medicare for all. The people of the country understand that we've got to make public colleges and universities tuition free. And more Americans, including Republicans, Republicans
What the fuck?
understand
Go
we
yell at
need
that cloud.
bold action if we're going to save this planet for our children and our grandchildren.
We're not
the
gonna.
way you
Sorry,
win an
Bernie.
election in this time in history is not the same old, same old. You have to inspire people. You have to excite people. You got to bring working people and young people and poor people into the political process because they know you stand for them, not corporate America.
Congressman O'Rourke is.
Just do
Come
it.
on, Paul.
Give us another one.
So, like, the way I would make a revolution happen is to, like, make things rock again, you know? Because stuff like, if you look around, kind of sucks now. So I would bring back all the stuff that made stuff, like, rock. You know what I mean? And I would get rid of all the stuff that, like, makes stuff not rock. You know what I mean? Like, covering up women's boobs and stuff. I'd let them bring back the titty window. You know what I mean?
I support it.
I
There you
mean,
go.
wow, Beto actually had something worthwhile to say.
Oh,
Whoa.
my God, dude.
Damn.
He's coming for me. I know it. Tonight when I try and go to sleep, he's going to be
Dude, Tito,
there.
we got to do a repeat of what you did when Paul stayed in the guest room, man. We got to go to Paul's house and just put that on his fucking
He's going to
ceiling.
be there, man. I just know he's going to be there tonight when
need
I
to put
close
that on
my
Paul-
eyes, no matter what I do.
Dude, we're going to get a high-quality print of that, Paul, and just put that above your bed.
Oh,
The last
fuck,
thing you see before you go
man.
to sleep, we'll put, like, LED lights
You go
in
in
his
the,
eyes.
you know, you ever heard the legend of Sleepy Joe?
No.
Oh, God.
You go in the mirror, you look directly in the mirror, and you just say, Sleepy Joe.
It's a corn pop.
Sleepy Joe.
Oh, shit.
Sleepy Joe.
What
And then
happens?
Biden appears behind you.
With a length of chain.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
fuck.
wraps it around your neck. And he strangles you to fucking death.
Working on.
Oh, Paul, I got good news for you, buddy.
What's that?
Damn.
Yes. This I, Count Castrola. Here to suck the air out of the room. Yes. Pitch another question to Count Castrola and let me cause you to mute the video again.
American people ever
right, new
since
poll, everybody.
successfully, and that's why I'm running for president.
What's the poll?
Because our government has
New
failed.
poll is
It's
how
been
you doing
bought
out
by
there?
Corporations.
New poll
and
is-
it's absolutely essential to return
The options
our
are
power to the
bad,
people.
worse,
I
fucking
have been
kill
doing
me, and then a
exactly
bunch
what
of
my
random
parents taught me to
letters
do,
followed by a
which
bunch
is
of
to take on
exclamation
the
points.
biggest problems in
Cool. I'm gonna go
America
with that one.
directly and fight for them every single day.
Thank you, Mr. Steyer.
Thank you
Congressman
for that
O'Rourke.
bullshit vague answer.
I've always tried to bring people in
That's
to
great.
the solutions that we.
So anyway, the results of the last poll, by the way, can any of these fuckers beat Trump? I guess I'll put it up there so
Sure.
people can see it. Can any of these fuckers beat Trump? Yes, 35%, maybe 37%, nah dog, 27%.
Yeah, my gnaw dogs are out there.
As for the how you doing question, so far we got 8% bad, 5% worse, 53% fucking kill me, and then 30%
Those are my people.
the
Yep. Those are my
That's
people.
truly the only appropriate response at this point.
My most surprising friend is Beavis, because he's a dumbass, and I shouldn't be friends with him. Like, when the chicks are, like, watching us walk, he always says something stupid, and then I never, score. So, I would say that, like, sometimes being friends with people isn't really a good thing, and maybe we should stop being friends and start, like, hating each other more and stuff, so that, like, chicks will have a chance to see me without Beavis. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing it out there.
A lot
So I
of
mentioned
goals.
Senate. I went there
Sleepy
with
Joe.
the purpose of making friendships across the aisle.
Sleepy Joe.
Don't do it,
Bible
TJ.
study in Chairman
Don't
Inhofe's
summon it.
office. He and I passed
Sleepy
legislation
Joe.
to homeless
Ah!
I went out to try to invite every one of my Republican colleagues to dinner.
coming
And
for
let me
you,
again
TJ.
say, finding a dinner
Goodbye,
at a restaurant, a
TJ.
green-one
You
with
can
Ted
beat him, though,
Cruz
by
was a
saying
very
corn pop
difficult
3
thing.
times real
I
Corn
would
pop,
be
corn
here.
pop, corn
He's a
pop.
Yeah.
Meat-eating Texan.
Corn pop, corn pop,
But
corn
I'll tell you
pop.
this right now.
Corn pop shows up.
This is the moment
This is
in
corn pop
America
right
that
here.
This is our
Yeah,
test.
that's what he
The
looks like.
spirit of our country, I
Our
believe.
neighbors.
Now's
not
the
get
time for
covered
Biden to pull out
by
his length of
healthcare.
chain.
We're willing to get
Wrap
out
it around
there
her
for
face.
the things we believe
time.
in. Look, people across this
Maybe I got
country,
some funny new
whether they're
photoshops. Let's see if
Democrats,
anyone.
independents, or
Rattle that fucking
Republicans,
chain, dude.
They know what's broken. They know that we
That
have
one
an
sucks.
America that's working
what's
better
that?
and better and
What?
better for a thinner and thinner
I don't
and
know.
thinner slice.
All right, I'll
at
show
the
you, but I
top
don't even
and
understand what the
leaving
point is.
everyone else
I don't even care,
behind.
dude.
People across this country,
Whoa.
regardless
Biden
of
in
party,
blackface?
I
are
guess,
ready
I don't
to
know.
say,
Some Biden
"No
Obama?
more. We want
Is
an
it a
America
combination
that
of the
works
two?
for
I don't
Holy
know.
shit.
2020 is our moment in history.
That isn't even- I don't
It is a
even-
deep honor to be here to be.
Dude, Biden got a hell of a
I know
tan.
what's broken. I know how to fix it.
I liked
And
it.
We are building
I don't know why, but I
grassroots
liked it.
movement to get it done. That includes everyone.
Biden, dude, Biden has just chosen to live
This
as
is
a
a
black
terrible
man now.
Photoshop,
This
but
is reassuring.
Whoa.
The fact that we're all acknowledging
coming
that
tonight,
we have to
man.
reach
I
across
know
the
it.
aisle.
He's going to
Get
be there
things
soon,
done.
Paul.
No other way to get anything done in this
poor
country.
Paul, dude.
The two people maybe would surprise you the most were,
Corn
he's
pop.
been mentioned twice, but John McCain. John
Oh
McCain worked
my
for me.
God.
Oh,
the
what?
triple
He
dick
was
sucking?
he was assigned to me to
I was
travel
hoping to say
around the world.
fucking corn pop,
We
dude. We
became
got
close
John
friends.
McCain again.
Became very close friends. He was
Bleh.
honorable. He was
Nope.
honorable.
Bleh.
And one of the things, that's the reason
Dude,
why I'm
everybody's
running. We have
like trying to
restore the
get
soul of this
points
country.
for being
That's
in
why I'm
John
doing
McCain's
it.
death
In
room.
fact, this president has ripped
I was there holding the death pillows.
ways
How
that
did he
are
have time to
absolutely
go on and
outrageous.
die when he was just
A
meeting
liar,
with all this
he
endless
cheats,
procession
he
of
does
fucking
not
empty-headed
do
morons?
anything
He had
to
time to
promote
flip through his
people
book
generally.
and pointed a fucking
Secondly,
phrase
we
for
have to
Amy
rebuild the middle class.
Klobuchar.
No
Right
one
here,
realized they
right
will
here,
reach
look.
across the
Thank
aisle.
you. That concludes the fourth Democratic.
Oh, thank
All right, so real quickly, final tally here in terms of speaking time. Warren far and away
Ran away with it.
the most speaking time.
Biden, 1639. Warren, 2247.
Sleepy Joe.
See, Warren speaking
Klobuchar,
this
1318.
much makes sense. Biden speaking this much makes sense. And then after that, it just makes no sense.
Klobuchar,
Klobuchar and
makes no
O'Rourke.
s- Klobuchar should have had 0 minutes and 0 seconds.
I mean, like Klobuchar and O'Rourke, they're barely even.
they should
anything in
both.
the polls.
Let's be honest. Both of those people should have 0. They shouldn't be on the fucking stage.
Yep.
Sanders, number 5. Buttigieg, number 6.
Castro gone.
Harris didn't speak much. Booker, Yang.
Steyer didn't speak very much. Who gives a fuck about him anyway?
Yang, Castro, Gabbard, and Steyer really didn't get much speaking time at all in comparison to some of the others. But, man.
I want to know how those people voted that there's somebody up on that stage that can beat Trump, because I didn't see it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, well.
I didn't see it.
I mean, split between.
Where's it at?
Split between 12 people, you're not even going to see it, really. I mean, even if it is there. So, can we please, I mean, every fucking single time
Anything.
we have said this, cut the fucking fat out of this fucking debate. Because there was a brief moment when I was actually hearing from the group of people that actually have a fucking shot,
and
it was the most dynamic and actually interesting part of the whole fucking debate. And then immediately, of course, CNN goes to Klobuchar.
It was just buried under sludge, under just unwatchable.
Let me just tell you the people I don't want to hear from ever again. I don't ever want to hear Klobuchar speak again. I don't ever want to hear O'Rourke speak again. I don't ever want to hear Buttigieg speak again.
Castro.
I don't ever want to hear Harris speak again. I don't ever want to hear Booker speak again. I don't ever want to hear Castro speak again. I don't ever want to hear Gabbard speak again. I don't ever hear Steyer speak again.
There you go.
Get rid of those fucking pieces of shit, and let's have ourselves a real debate between the people who actually have a fucking shot, and then maybe it'll look like someone out there has the fucking formula or the recipe to fucking oust Trump from office. But as long as you dilute them amidst this fucking sewage of shitty fucking candidates, they all look like shit.
Let them go at each other. Put them in the position where they have the time to go at each other directly about the differences between them so that we can start narrowing this down.
Enough.
Why are we
fucking
moving in the
around with this
opposite
shit.
direction? Why are
Yeah.
we adding people?
How's it a debate when there's hardly any debate going on? And a bunch of questions and a bunch of fucking pointless follow-ups, and then people giving non-answers and those non-answers being accepted instead of being challenged by either the other candidates or the moderators to say that's not even really an answer.
The vast majority of people are not going to watch this debate. They're going to watch whatever CNN deems to be the highlights of this debate.
Correct.
And that'll be that.
Yeah, so this is garbage, as were the last few debates.
They're all going to be garbage.
I don't feel like saying any more about this shit. I'm ready to be done. So,
Yeah, good night.
fare thee well. Have a good night.
night.
Godspeed.